right, I've got a TT02 here, drift car, but I'm not going to do a full drive drift car. I'm going to do the MRC conversion to make it real drive. So this will give it angle, and this is a full kit with the bearings and all that good stuff. I picked this one not because it came with the Sport Tune motor or the drift tires, but because I like the RX-7 body. It came with an LED kit, so all that stuff will light up. Came with oil shocks, and it came with full ball bearings already, so I didn't have to buy those. So that's why I picked this one, and I've already built it up to the point where these need to go in, because the TT02 has been around for a long time. There's no reason to show everybody how to build a TT02. It's kind of a waste. So there it is. I've got basically the whole rear set up with the shocks, just the standard diff. I added the optional high-speed spur gear that you can get from Tamiya. There's the bearings, the cover will have to go on it. The only other things I have that are not standard are some Racing battery hold down, so I can put a shorty pack in here that I already have, and the motor mount that's adjustable, so I can adjust the gear mesh indefinitely or infinitely within reason, right? It's not the standard one has holes and you set it up according to your opinion, but this will let me, if I want to mess with spur gears and stuff, this will let me do it. Maybe eventually I'll get one of those ones that puts the motor up in the center, but for now I want to try to build it just as it would come from this kit. So the next steps will be opening this up and building all the front suspension and stuff so that it can be put on. Some of this material here needs to be removed, so basically just going to follow the instructions and build up the front suspension as a drift car. Yeah, I got this off of Bai Japan from the Matrix Racing Club account. There's some other stuff I have coming for it, maybe a high mount battery, we'll try that. But for now, I want to just do it out of this kit, see how it goes. In the background, that's my MB01 with an MRC kit on it. I haven't run that car yet. You can go look at the other video about it. But basically I'm going to do the same electronics. That's got a 13 turn motor, but I'm going to do a 10 turn in here just for giggles. But it's going to be the Yokomo electronics and the same servo, same gyro, the base Yokomo, and a no-name drift servo. So, but this already feels pretty smooth. I'm going to consider, we'll see how this runs. You can get an optional oil-filled diff for these. So I believe it also fits into this car, so I might get 2 of those. We'll see how these cars drift first before I start really doing any more modifying to them. But I think it'd be pretty fun to build a Tamiya drift car. This is not the way you should build your first drift car. This is like I'm doing it for the love of the game here, because this is a very expensive way to do it. To import this kit was like $100. To buy the kit here, $150. Honestly, you should just buy an off-the-shelf drift car if that's what you want to go drifting. You don't have any other drift chassis, buy an off-the-shelf drift chassis. There's several entry-level ones that'll be way better than this out of the box. This is literally just a passion project. I love Tamiya cars, and I thought it'd be fun to have a Tamiya drift car for my local drift track. So that's why I'm doing this, simply because I love building RC cars. Alright, this kit is very straightforward if you've built an RC car before. So even though the instructions are in Japanese, you can kind of make out what you need to do from all the pictures, and if you need to, just use your translate app on your phone. I do in a couple places, but it basically tells you don't need any of this stuff. Gone. Tells you to keep these things. Tells you what comes in the kit. And the first step is to build the knuckles. So I've already built one. Of course, the stub axle fell out, but it's got bearings in there. It's got the ball ends, so there's a 1mm washer spacer on both ends here. and a 2mm one here, and that's all it is. So you just take this, we'll get some ball ends out. We need 3. The thicker one goes on there, and it's going to go into the top here. Use my little driver, that's the right size. That's getting tight. That's weird. Don't love that. Alright, that's tight. Put the 1mm on here, they go on the top. Same for the other side. There we have it there. Put the 2 bearings in. Bearings have a little flange to them. I'm gonna have to move this other car so it keeps focusing on the wheel. Thinks it's a face. You just pop them in. Obviously the flange goes out. Like that. Put your axles in. There you go. Those are the 2 knuckles. Left and right. Super easy. You just move to the next step, which is making the arms. Alright, to do the suspension arms, these are really straightforward. Got the uppers, the lowers. There's left and rights. You just gotta make sure you make them left and right. So let's see, the upper, I already made this one. It's gonna go this way, and the ball end opening goes to the bottom. Let's go like that. I made one of the lowers, and the ball end is gonna go up, or face up. They're just threaded all the way down. That's for the shock. So I'll put those over there. I'm gonna make opposites of these, so it shows, let's see, I did that top one. No, I did this one. So now I'm gonna do, this one is gonna go this way. Like, don't drop it. Go like that. So they'll look like that. Yes. Actually, like this. Like that. So it's got a little threaded insert here, I guess. Grub screw, I don't know what you call these. The Allen key in the end. It goes in about halfway. So I'm just gonna thread it in till it kind of stops. Takes a little bit to get these started. You want a good handle for these. This is a 1.5mm. If you were doing this with the little T handle or the little L-shaped Allen key, you're gonna just wreck your hand. This makes it a lot easier. Feels like stopped right there. Take one of these gray ball ends. We'll just thread it on. Sometimes I just use a little towel just to give my fingertips a break. Alright, we're getting down there. We're going to make it so it's, make sure I'm going the right way here. Like this. Yep, with it facing down, so a couple more turns. Yep. There you go. There's the two upper arms. Whoops. That bounced way under the desk. I'll get it later. So do the other lower arm. Same thing. Thread this in. Stop. Thread the ball end on. Let's make sure we get this set up. So yeah, we gotta have the two of them facing up. They'll be up like this. But with the shock mounts out, because I believe they go like this. My hands over the front of the car is. So yeah, that's it. Super straightforward to build. No measurements on these, just run them down. All right, for the next step. Excuse me, we're making the tie rods, so these here, it's pretty straightforward. It is the little gray ball ends with the turnbuckle that has right hand and left thread. And it says, it's got it marked right here on here, 42.5, so I basically have that at 42.5. It's very, very close. It's also marked there on that little thing, 42.5 millimeters. I checked it with my calipers. It's actually like 42.8 something, which is plenty close. But yeah, that's what we're gonna make. This was kind of a pain with your fingers, literally. So these little turnbuckles that have they have a line. One side is left-hand thread and one side is right-hand thread, and the line is closer to the left-hand thread. So that just means that you gotta turn it opposite to thread it. So it's righty tighty. Sorry. It's righty loosey, lefty tighty. Probably heard my dryer go off, but here we are. So getting that set up. It's a little tricky. Get a turnbuckle wrench to make it easier. That's all this is. You just turn them together and getting them to line up with the lines on the instructions there. These ones like to go in crooked, which is fun. So I'll try to get it back straight. I'll get that one kind of started. I'm going to start the other one. This goes on the traditional way. The other thing is, I'm going to set them up as they are in the instructions, and then as I tune the car, I will adjust them as needed. But for now, I'm just going to set them up this way, and we'll see how it drifts. So yeah, just repeat this for. You might have to actually hold one of these, because you're going to be loosening one while you're tightening the other one. Sometimes I'll grab a microfiber towel here just to give my fingers a little bit of cushion. Yeah, you need some fingertip strength and hand strength for this. Here, pretty much be set up like that. This one can go a couple more turns. All right, that's good enough. Turn this one down. Remember, you're going opposite. They're supposed to line up, be on the same plane. It's pretty close. Let's see. What? Say those close enough. I may have switched them in my hand, but yeah, you can see here. Yeah, they line up. And then there's a mark there, 42.5. Yeah. Good enough. All right, so that's making the two tie rods. Then I'm going to make the servo arm tie rod. There's a short one, which is pretty easy. You're going to just thread this piece down, these two together, and then you're going to thread these together on another turnbuckle that's left hand thread and right hand thread, and make it 53.5 millimeters. So these ones are pretty easy. It's using these two short guys that come on this. Clip them off here. Clean up that little nub there. Put this in there. And then this they want them to be offset. So just thread it down. too much, but let's go like that. Kind of tight, but all right. Opposite. Doesn't have to be perfectly parallel. You can kind of get it, but that should be close enough. There should be enough play in the ball ends that these are opposite enough. And then the other one is these two pieces. And the notch, I like to pay attention to where the notches are going. It's showing it going in the instructions to the small end. So that is the left hand end. Get this one started. It probably says in Japanese that these are left hand and right hand threads, but a good way to know that is that when these tie rods have notches in them, that's what happens. Because some Tamiya kits do not have opposite threaded tie rods. Some of them don't even have adjustable tie rods. Some do, some don't. Regular. I'm making it kind of look like the picture. Throw this one down without unscrewing the other side. You can also do this. When you have open ends like that. So I'm just dropping everything, but it makes it a lot easier. So that's mostly gonna be like that. Let's check the length. Well, I think I pretty much nailed it. Just kind of made it look like the picture and then checked it. It's basically right on the money. So I will do it so you can see it. But yeah, right here, it is lined up. There, lined up. Slide it down a little bit. I'm calling it good. Those are all set. Next step is the wiper arms. So I've already made one. There's gonna be left and rights. Pretty straightforward. There is a sleeve that goes in here. That screw goes in. So that's it. That one is going, it's kind of showing you one going this way, one going that way. See it here. That one's going to go this way. That's going to be this one. I'm going to make this one here. So I've got it in the orientation that I want, which is this way. And I'm going to put ball ends in. Okay. That goes in like that. that one. And really straightforward. Push these same bearings in, flange goes out. I'm not gonna worry about when you install it to the car, it gets the sleeve and the screw is what it pivots on. But at the moment, it's gonna keep falling out and be annoying, so I'm just gonna leave it out. Actually, that one stayed in there, I think. Yeah. So I don't want to lose it, so I'm gonna keep it out of there. Get that one out. So now, oh, did I just goof? I just goofed. Oh, no, I didn't goof. Yeah, I did. I totally did. I flipped it in my hand and did those both the same way. This needs to be flipped this way. No big deal. This way. This one. All right, so just make sure you have opposite ones. They should look like that. Be opposite. It tells you how to attach these two arms to make this arm here. So the longer ones going on the ball stud. There's another like through ball stud and then the long screw. So there's a there's 3 screws in the kit. 2 are the same length. These are the 16mm ones. And then 1 is longer. That is the 18mm one. So we're gonna use the 18mm one. 2 16mm ones go through these when they mount to the car. So it goes like this. You've got this goes through it. It's going to thread into that, which is going to thread in. So actually, I need to do. This is going to go through, which is kind of interesting. So pop that in. That open ball end that's threaded goes in there. Well, additionally, I goofed again. You only need one of these ball studs here, because that ball stud's going to go there instead. So take this out, or don't put it in. Not a big deal. This one's going to go through here. Push this guy into here. It's going to go through. Thread into this. So what I would do, I'm going to thread this beyond it, as far as it'll go. Just kind of make it one thing, and that's going to thread into here. So I need a Phillips screwdriver. So I'm going through into there. Okay. That goes like that. It's on a ball. And this is going to go in this one. That is going to be... Should do it the right way. Oh my gosh. Goofing. That goes in this way. So double check your work as you're going, like I am. So those fit like that. It's just like the picture. Then we're on the other side. Now we're basically ready to install everything into the front of the car, but some trimming has to happen. So, okay, all the suspension parts are assembled. So the next steps, you know, we've got all this stuff ready to go. That's the front diff cover that's here. There's some other suspension arms, suspension parts and holders that are part of the Tamiya kit. This is talking about the servo. I don't have mine yet, so I'm not going to put it in. I'm going to skip that step. But you know, you need the appropriate arm for the correct servo that you have. So I'll come back to this when I install the servo. But there are some chassis modifications that have to be done. These images are kind of low res, but what this is basically talking about is there's some trimming that has to be done next to where the front diff would go and where the piece is that would hold the battery bar. So if you're using a full-size battery, there's a bar here. I'm not going to use a full-size battery. I'm going to use a shorty. I've got some adapters to use a shorty to hold it up here. So I'm going to just, you could cut this in half. You could cut it in half and trim it down, and then trim the other piece in there, a little bit off of it, and it'll allow the arms to swing in here, the steering arms, the levers. But since I'm not going to need to use this bar, I'm just going to chop it off completely. And then here, you need this mount where the screw goes, so you can't cut that, but you need to cut down just a little bit. So trim here and here. So we're just going to notch it out here and here. So I'm going to follow this line in to just where it touches where the screw goes, and then bring it down to match. We'll do the same over here. All right, got the chassis. I've got a rotary tool Dremel. This is a knockoff of a Dremel, but same idea. With a cutoff wheel on here. I'm wearing some safety glasses. Let's see. That's it. Into here. This way, just both sides. Same on this side. Okay, get rid of that extra material there. So there you can see, trim this away. Some light there. It's hard with all these pieces of really dark plastic. You can see it basically just notched it out, but left this so this can stay. And I think I'll take a 400 grit sand and stick here and just clean it up a little bit. This one here. Hopefully I caught that on camera. I wasn't really paying attention when I was cutting it. I was paying attention to cutting it, not the camera. But you can see, just taking it completely off. Clean this up a little bit. Okay. Alright, not bad. There we are. So now I can put the arms in. The next thing you'll have to modify actually is the arms. So while I have the rotary tool out, I'm actually going to skip ahead. And here, you have to trim these arms here to trim basically a little bit of this out here, notch this out so that the shock can fit. That's what it's showing here. It's telling you to use clippers. I'm going to use the cutting tool here because it'll be a lot easier, but I'm just going to trim each one because I think it'll be a lot easier than having the arms in the car. And just make sure you do it the right way. So your arms are going to be like that. So make sure you don't accidentally take the wrong side. Your arms are facing up. That's how they're being installed on either side, with the cups facing up. So you're only taking the top part off. Just like that there. So there we are there. Notched it out. Just gonna clean them up and do the install. All right, now I'm ready for the front suspension, which is pretty much, all of this stuff. We have kit parts here. Like I said, I've got everything trimmed. I'm gonna start putting it together. It goes together basically just like the kit. Well, I've got these out here. This, like I said, the shocks go on with ball studs, so I'm going to put them in. Where's my driver here? I'll put them in. I feel like it's easier to do it. This not installed. It's always a pain to cut threads with these. Feel that one. Come on. Extra hand one here for some leverage. So yeah, the reason why you had to cut those is so you could have clearance for the shock. So these are the lowers. So that's going to go on this side with it facing out. Same over here. Doesn't really matter what order you do these in. The lower piece. One like that. It just uses the classic MA2 screw. These other holes are for the front bumper. I don't know if the front bumper will still fit with this angle kit. And I might have to use shorter screws out of the kit here. I've got extras to go into here if the front bumper doesn't fit, just to make sure that this stays put. Well, it stays pretty well with just that one screw. It kind of locks in there. Let's go like that. This piece is going to go this way, and that'll hold the upper arms. Right orientation. Yep. That is going the other way. That one goes over there. I'm just looking at the picture to make sure it's going that way. Okay. Oh, this piece I installed too. That's a kit piece. Mounts the front diff. That's what holds the rear of the arms. Most of this is how you would install it if you're following the kit instructions. So for the TT02, it's going like that. The Another MA2 screw. Alright, so those are the arms are installed. Now we can do the steering arms. So don't forget you've got those long screws. There's a sleeve. There's two of these. One's already stuck in the bearings. There's one sleeve in here, but the other sleeve in that one, it's kind of loose, likes to fall out. But these will screw in right where the original ones would. That started. Okay. So you can see how those work. That's why you had to take out that extra material there and this piece here. Otherwise you have interference. Now we're going to put the knuckles in. So you got left and right. You want the stop to be down. So let's go on this side. My tie rods. Pop this on without breaking the wiper arm. Oh boy, okay. Ouch. Let's see. Okay. Whoa, boy. Whew. That hurts your fingers. these axles out before I lose them here. Oh, okay. Whew. Just gonna do the same for the other side. Oh boy. Okay. Whew. Hate doing ball ends. Hey, you can see that angle there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Looks a lot better than the initial thing of the MB01. Alright, so now I gotta figure out where we want to mount the shocks here. I think I'll mount them in this outer one to start with, this outer top one. Okay. Push the shocks on. Oh boy. Alright, I've got this one on. I kind of know how hard I have to push them now. Oh boy. Oh. Yowza. Motherfucker. Oh, really, really tricky. Okay. So yeah, there you go. It's hitting the stops. That's good. Seems like there's some information here where you may need to trim extra, maybe 0.5 millimeter, but the next steps are like cutting. If you're going to use the original kit adapters that have like kind of fake brake rotors on them, you'll have to trim them. I have other ones coming, hex adapters. That'll be different. I'm going to figure out if the front bumper fits. But that's basically, that is how you do the front end kit for the MRC conversion. So the rest is kind of be on your own. That's when you start to get into custom stuff. Maybe if I put the wheels on here, we can see if the original front bumper would work. It might not. I might have to modify it, cut it, but so far I'm liking that action. So the next steps of this build will be to do the electronics, and then of course the body. But that's pretty much it. So you can sort of see it here. See, I should have pinned the axles in, but it's not hitting here and here. It's hitting the actual stops and the knuckles. So, and of course, that's going to depend on the offset of the wheels, how far you can go. So I've got some adjustable offset wheels for this, so I'll try them out. But the servo will get mounted over here, and it should have a nice swing to it. This almost looks like how the kit would have come originally. It's pretty cool. And I like that these are adjustable, so I can adjust the toe. But it's got a good amount of toe out. I'm going to throw it on the alignment rack and we'll check it after I run it initially. A little bit of slop, but that's to be expected with plastic parts. So, yeah. I can't wait to run this thing. It should be pretty fun.